This is amazing.
This is so cool.
Waving tiny American flags, those 3 students at Glenarden Woods Elementary School were amazed at the ever-changing number of immigrants over the course of this country's history. And they weren't alone. For students throughout the school had spent months researching, writing, and making models to accurately depict how this melting pot nation was built by people from far-off lands. Their project, called Gateways to the United States, while historical, also couldn't be more timely.
And choosing the 4 countries that we did this year, with immigration being a huge thing that's happening politically in America, we wanted our children to understand what that meant.
Everywhere you looked at Glenarden, there were artifacts and landmarks and photos from 4 countries that had sent immigrants our way. A small-scale replica of the Eiffel Tower was unmistakable, as was Italy's Tower of Pisa, made here with stacked hat boxes, ziti, and lasagna. The Tower of Pasta, if you will. There were Russian dolls and a display of what sent Russians fleeing to America.
The first Russian immigrants crossed the Bering Land from Siberia to Alaska.
And Alaska used to belong to Russia, is that right?
Yes.
And then what, they sold it to us? It was a bargain, wasn't it? Seward's Folly, right?
$7.2 million.
Wow, back then that was a lot of money.
And although Japanese were interned during World War II, the students chose to create a living wax museum to extol the virtues of Japanese culture, but only if you pressed their red buttons.
Hello, I am an ancient warrior from Japan. I am also known as a samurai. We help to defend our land with discipline and peace. We are also very brave. The symbol on my chest is samurai in Japanese. Arigato.
Reminding that immigrants are welcome to American shores by the Statue of Liberty, Glenarden had not 1, but 3 ladies lifting torches beside the Golden Door. And, more affectingly, they had photos of Italians as they arrived at Ellis Island, the then processing center for new citizens. To get his students to empathize with those Italians, whose faces reflect both fear and hope, 3rd grade teacher Charles Spicer asked them to write fictional narratives, imagining what it must have been like back then. Listen to the tale of one Enzo Caruso.
My family is really, really big. That is why we live near Costanzaro, Calabria. My name is Enzo Caruso. I always ask for money to borrow. I tell people I will pay them tomorrow. I have 8 kids. I want to move because of the volcano on Mount Etna, and also because of the hurricane Beta. My wife is poor just like me, so poor even our children could see. My wife would go ahead first. My children told me, of course. And what I really love about them is not only did they capture the details, but some of the actual spirit and what it must have been like to go through that experience.
For the youngsters who imagine themselves among the tired, the poor, and those huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the lesson learned was that the welcome to America wasn't always with completely open arms.
They actually had to go through the Ellis Island. It was really difficult, but not many people got through Ellis Island because of the people that were in charge of it. They weren't really fair. They were judging them by how they speak, their languages, how they dressed, and even their names.
Despite those challenges, immigrants to this day continue to look to Our Lady in New York Harbor, a symbol of the land of the free and the home of the brave.
I am 151 feet height and 305 feet from the ground to the church. Thank you.
Thank you, indeed. This is Dave Zinn.